Whoa, it's attacking me. It goes, yeah. Sit my ass down. Oh my god, again. So this is the bloopers reel.
Bloopers reel.
The clamps.
The clamps.
So this is me being a boom operator.
Right.
For the lowest production ever, where I have to be my own boom operator and actor.
Can you host and be the sound guy?
Hey, it's me, Jeff, the boom operator, and I'm here to say these things. Yeah, that'll work.
Beautiful.
We did it! Are we ready?
I think so.
We're ready. So. Welcome to Waking the Kraken. I'm Wes Potts.
And I'm Alex Kahneman.
And today we're going to start with Kraken News.
Kraken News or Waking News?
Yeah.
Waking News.
Put that in the blooper reels also. Where I had to be my own boom man and also. So, did you want to start us off this week or did you want me to start us off?
I'll start us off.
Okay.
All right, so I found this really interesting news story on the BBC that was kind of buried in the pages about this small town in Britain where a large kind of industrial facility had an alarm that started going off.
Okay.
And this woman basically started calling the police and saying, I'm hearing this recording of kids singing the song, "It's raining, it's pouring, the old man is snoring."
That's terrifying.
Chanting that song night after night after night, day after day.
That sounds like a creepypasta.
Yeah, and so she starts freaking out and calling the police and reporting it, and finally, after like weeks of it, they come to like try and figure it out. And what they had done is they had traced it back to this industrial facility.
Right.
And they had loudspeakers that were designed to play that music to deter like trespassers. And whenever they saw motion sensors, and spiders had made nests in front of the camera and were running in front of it and setting off the motion sensor.
That's terrifying.
And so this woman had just been hearing this in the middle of the night, terrified,
that would
night
be
after night.
I would be, yeah, no, I don't, I think, like, I get freaked out when I'm at my apartment and, like, people just make noises outside. I'm like, what is going on?
Totally.
Like, I can't imagine the idea of that. I actually have something from Britain also right now.
Funny.
It's weird how this happens too many times.
We're pretty good at that.
But I have a story about a British designer. Her name is Danny Clode, and she's designed a prosthetic third thumb.
Okay.
And she's doing it to spread kind of awareness that like prosthetics aren't just for if you've lost something. You can use them to make everything way easier in your life. So she kind of got the idea off of doing something like this, she said. And so she's got all these different things, like her playing cards with this other hand and like her like playing guitar with this other thumb and everything. And it's amazing looking, and it's all connected through like these like little these little wires and stuff, so it moves like an actual thumb prosthetically. And then like to get some more of the intricate details of what a thumb does, she's got little sensors on the bottom of her feet that are connected to Bluetooth, so it can help like kind of do some more elaborate things. It was really, really cool. She's actually looking to like try to expand it a little bit more, make it more streamlined so that people can actually start using a third or fourth thumb.
That's amazing.
So,
you know, I actually remind me about that later. We should talk about that.
Absolutely.
Prosthetics are really
prosthetic
interesting.
thumb.
One of my favorite bands right now, Ninja Sex Party.
Yeah.
Their album Cool Patrol has been #1 on the comedy billboards for like 10 weeks in a row now, or it's pretty much since it came out. So I guess it's like 6 or 7 weeks, 4 or 5. I don't know. But it actually landed them a spot on the Conan, which is crazy to me because they're just like a YouTube comedy band who was on Conan last night.
I heard that actually the other day. That they were on there and everything.
Yeah, it happened last night, and it just blew my mind. I don't know. I think it's cool. I feel like Conan is really recognizing like YouTubers as like a valid platform of entertainment.
Honestly, I think everyone is. I mean, like what they were, the Game Grumps guys were just on Harmontown a couple months ago.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And they took over. Like Dan Harmon loves those guys. He was actually on one of their things, like when they played the Cat in the Hat video and stuff, and like. And
then they also did Dan Harmon directed Good Game, which the Game Grumps acted in.
That's true, he did, and actually it reminded me a lot of Community if you ever watched it.
Oh, it totally does. It totally does. It has that same like fun vibe.
Yeah. SpaceX. Let's talk about SpaceX for this segment of the news. Elon Musk has figured out who the first private passenger is going to be
yeah?
loop the moon.
Really?
Yeah, it's a Japanese billionaire, and I'm going to butcher the shit out of this, but it's Yusaka Maezawa, I think is his name. But he's a Japanese billionaire, and he's going to actually be on the first like loop of the moon for one of the SpaceX's like personal flights around that.
That's incredible, dude.
So they don't know necessarily when it's projected to happen, but they're already working on the rocket. They're already working on how to get the trajectory and do that. It's the most they want to do it so that they can prove that interstellar travel, even if it's just to something very small, is actually viable and actually a tourist option.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So
we should talk about more on that.
We'll talk more on that as well.
That's also really freaking good. Did you see the thing where Elon Musk was on the Joe Rogan podcast?
Yeah,
and he did that awkward poof.
Yeah, he's gotten a lot of flack for that recently.
Right. He's gotten so much flack for like the most awkward poof anyone has ever done.
I saw someone on Reddit made a painting of him doing that.
That's
it's
awesome.
like the funny, like he looks. That's the most supervillain face I think I've ever seen him have. Where he's just like, no, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
Exactly. I mean, he wants to go to Mars, and like he wants total control of his company, which honestly I think should happen. But like I don't know, he's an interesting fellow.
He's a curious fella.
Yeah, Neil deGrasse Tyson was quoted as saying like, why does it even matter that he did that? He compared him to like a modern day Thomas Edison. He said, "Is that important?"
I just watched something. I can't remember what the guy said. It's like the guy who helped invent like. He basically set the foundations for NASA and everything.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how like he would have been taken really, really seriously if he hadn't have been into the occult. So it's just these weird extra things that scientists do that seem to discourage people from thinking that they're these brilliant scientists.
That's definitely true.
So my third one I didn't have written down on this, but we have to talk about the Emmys. The Emmys happened last night.
Yes.
So many shows won. The Game of Thrones won,
of course,
obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Maeve from Westworld got Best Actress.
Really?
Yeah. What was it? There was another one that I had. The Crown.
The Crown?
The Crown.
Nice.
She won Best Actress. Maeve won Best Supporting Actress.
Okay.
The girl who plays Maeve.
Yeah.
But the weirdest thing about the Emmys last night. Well, Dan Harmon also won for Rick and Morty.
Oh, nice.
Like, Rick and Morty won
Amazing.
Best Animated. But that I already knew about that before the Emmys showed. He talked about that on his podcast the week before,
right?
Because he had a great story about it, and I implore you to watch that because it's the funniest thing in the world about seat like. What are they? The people that go to like the award shows that just sit the seat savers?
Yeah, seat savers.
Yeah, seat savers. It was the strangest story in the world. But last night there was a proposal on the 70th Emmys. Okay. This is the 70th Emmys. It's a big deal. Instead of a red carpet, they had a gold carpet. I think the guy who proposed to his girlfriend, he directs a lot of like award shows, like the Tonys and the Oscars and other things. But he won for best like director or directing of a live show.
Okay.
And he proposed to his girlfriend then, and I guess it was really strange. I feel like it was awkward. I feel like the last thing, like if Chloe would bitch at me all the time about how she's like, you're embarrassed to call me your girlfriend, and then like after years and years and years of her telling me this, I just go, the reason I don't call you my girlfriend is because I want to call you my wife. I feel like that's the wrong way to approach that. Like,
yeah, right.
It's very clever if you think about it in movie like aspects and stuff, but
it may
what's going on?
Who knows? You know what? It may have been super sweet for her.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I could totally see where
it was
like
just
that.
like as a spectator, I was just like, what is this?
This is strange. Dude, I feel that way almost anytime I see like a public proposal. I'm just like, that's awkward. Like, no matter what, it's like that's a lot of pressure to put on a person. Like, what if they just said yes because there was a lot of people around?
Sure, I think that's one of those things. What was it? Black Mirror also won last night.
Oh, what did they win? Do you remember?
I don't remember. I just know that I saw that they won.
All that matters is they won something.
Black Mirror won, yeah.
Have you seen previews for Bohemian Rhapsody? You know, I know.
Yeah, we actually talked about that on there. It's on the blog. I got the trailer and everything like that.
Beautiful. Well, I just wanted to bring this up because we were talking about awards. Apparently, a lot of the people who got to see the pre-screening of the award are already saying they think that Rami Malek deserves an Oscar for his portrayal of Freddie Mercury.
Interesting.
Which makes me very excited to see it because I feel like biopics are the easiest to freaking screw up.
Sure, yeah, especially for like super fans, like Queen fans are going to be like, that didn't happen this way, or like, they didn't do enough of this. I heard like one of the biggest complaints though from like beforehand was there wasn't enough Freddie Mercury in it.
Right.
So,
well, I mean, from what I understand, the movie isn't about being about Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, because they would have just named the movie Mercury.
Yeah, it's called Bohemian Rhapsody because they want to remind everybody that like the focus of the movie is going to be the music and the band Queen and their story. And so like everyone's made this big deal about Freddie Mercury being in it, but that's really just because he's the one that passed away.
Sure, yeah.
When really, like, if he was still alive, I think everyone would see the movie for what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
A little easier.
I feel like though, if like he was still alive, also there wouldn't be as like this is poor opinion. We're gonna get destroyed by this. I don't feel like people would have. There wouldn't be such a fixation on Freddie Mercury. I mean, scientifically, I saw the reports about how he has the best voice in recorded history and stuff. But like, I feel like if he hadn't died, they would have continued to make albums, and somewhere along the line, it would have been the same way as like U2 or anything, where everyone would be like, "Okay, I'm sick of hearing Queen."
That's true. Like
it's like Nirvana with Kurt Cobain dying, like and everything. It's like you have to die in order for someone to be like, "All right, it was perfect set,
perfect."
But yeah, so that was the Emmys. Welcome back, Alex. Welcome to our commercial break.
Made it.
What have you been up to this week? Have you been working on anything new or interesting or?
Okay, so this week I want to talk about this. I've been working on this new project, and essentially what I'm doing is I'm making an Oracle tarot deck.
Gotcha.
I've really been getting into the tarot cards lately. I think they're really interesting. I think the artwork's amazing.
Yeah.
And doing a tarot spread every morning, or doing even just a single card, has been a lot of relief and kind of help for me lately. And so I decided I was going to make my own kind of Oracle tarot deck. I'm not going to give away the theme of what it's going to be, but I am going to show you a little quick sneak peek of one of the cards I'm working on.
Sneak peek.
And it's happening right now.
You see it here first.
You've seen it here first.
Except if you're audio, and then
you don't see anything at all.
Then you don't see anything.
Sorry.
I'll try to give a brief description of what it looks like as a casual observer.
I'll tell you what. It's a picture of a mushroom on what looks like a card.
There we go. Now
it's real nice and simple, but I don't know. It's something I've been working on, and it's clearly a rough draft. But I've been learning a lot about mushrooms, which I think they're just amazing. Like, there's so many different varieties, and like I can't get myself to stop freaking reading about them and studying and looking at all the different pictures and trying to figure out like what is and isn't edible.
Yeah.
Like, and more importantly, like things you wouldn't think about, like, why isn't this edible? Well, some of them it's because they're poisonous. Some of them it's because your body physically can't break down what they're made out of.
Are more mushrooms edible than not edible?
No. It's the
more
reverse.
of them are not edible than edible.
Yeah, there's I don't know. That's kind of tough to say because, like, in doing a bunch of mushroom research, what I have found out is that most of the time when it comes to fungus, people are just like, we kind of don't really know what's going on.
No one wants to eat them anyway.
Like, historically, like, the way they've been classified has been updated and changed so many times.
Yeah.
That, like, things that used to be considered funguses, like slime molds, are no longer even considered part of the fungi or the mushroom kingdom.
Sure, yeah.
Even though they're kind of the same thing. I don't know. But I mean, it includes things from like toadstools and mushrooms like we're used to seeing, all the way to like yeasts and like rusts that grow on diseases.
Okay.
And then there's also stuff called crusts, which are like grow on like wood. Like
pizza.
Pizza. Yeah. Crust mushrooms grow only on the edge of a pizza. The crusty section.
The best part, some would debate.
The best.
I hate talking about pizza right now because I can't have it.
I'm
on a new diet right now. It's that Whole30 diet. And, okay, I'll let you finish your thing and then I'll talk about it. Like, I'm just really mad that we're talking about pizza and I love it.
It's all right. Well, I'll go back to talking about mushrooms. The reason like all this curiosity in mushrooms has like been brought up lately has been because of these guys. Insert picture here. You can see it now. These are weird stinkhorns, and they're called Phallus rubicundus.
Okay.
Which literally is what it sounds like.
They look like little horns.
Yeah. They're bright orange and beautiful, and I don't know. They just smell really bad, and they've been cropping up all over in my front yard, and I it just kind of triggered me to start learning about them. And now, yes.
Now this. Wait,
Let's talk about the whole thing.
Oh, my food thing?
Yeah.
So I'm on this diet, and for the camera right here, Chloe has outlined all the things that I'm allowed to eat and I'm not allowed to eat because she wanted to go on the Whole30 diet. And so right here, you'll see all of the yes and all of the no's.
Woo! There's a lot more
no's than there are yes. Fortunately, like I told you, like I can have potatoes, which is the only good thing. Everything else is like you're going to be the most boring person for a month. I did tell her though that the only day that I'm going to cheat on this diet is your wedding.
Oh, of course.
Because obviously I have to. But I'm not allowed to have alcohol, dairy, grains, legumes, sugars, processed food, or junk food, which this would also be processed food. I am allowed to eat eggs, veggies, fruit, unprocessed meats except for sausage. I'm allowed to have sausage, which is awesome. Seafood, eggs, nuts and seeds, olive oils, and coffee. The only nut that I can't have is peanut because it's a legume.
Right. It's a lot of fat.
And it's a lot of fat. But so it's this ongoing process of how much do I hate my life every day.
Yeah, because you're just looking at, well, that's good, but apparently not.
Yeah. The thing is, I start noticing more and more about the things that I can't have because people talk about those way more than the things that I can't. Like, no one's like, hey, man, have you ever had almonds? Like, and I'm just like, oh, man, if only people were just obsessed with almonds.
Right. Have you ever noticed, dude, all the best foods are shaped like dicks.
Or have milk in them.
That's true.
So, yeah, that's my life for the next 4 episodes.
Oh man, for a whole month?
Well, that's why it's called the Whole30. Like,
oh, you do.
It's a reset for a month.
That's right.
Like,
I knew that Whole30.
You know, trying to like get the whole like figuring out if you're. I don't believe the whole allergic to gluten. Or I don't like subscribe to it as much, but like there's other things. So they included that in there, but like they're like maybe you do too much. I can have a lot of salt.
Oh yeah,
I could literally eat potatoes and salt every day and still be part of this diet. It just probably isn't the best thing for me.
Dude, that sounds. I would eat potatoes and salt because that's just French fries.
Yeah, it's
all day,
pretty
every day.
And I can have oils.
You can have oils.
So I can just eat French fries every day.
French fries.
French fries are healthy for you, dude, for 30 days.
Because you know what, man? Like French fries don't even get boring. You can go to Burger King and you can get the really fat ones that are kind of soggy.
Yeah.
And then you can go to Wendy's and you can get what I consider the perfect fry, which is like the right amount.
Kind of like thick, but like still crispy.
And then they have like the right amount of salt.
Yeah.
Or you could go to Burger King where you get like what everyone considers the classic fry, I think, but is almost always not going to taste good.
I'm gonna have to check and see if I have to bake them though. I feel like there's like there's like some kind of sugar or some process that like.
I'm sure there is.
I'm sure that's like something that's like someone's gonna be like, you can't do that, and I'm like, damn it. Good. So no fun ever. I want to find the loophole. I thought corn might have been my loophole. I was like, oh man, I can just eat corn chips for like the entire month. But corn is a grain and not a vegetable apparently, and I'm just really upset by it.
Bummer.
So, but that's my life on that. So, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Let's go back to talking about Elon Musk.
Let's go back to talk about Elon Musk.
All right, so I know I'm not an authority on the matter, but there's a bunch of things that I learned this week that I think would be fun.
Yeah.
So, have you ever thought about what it would take to actually colonize Mars?
Yeah, I actually had a game for a while about that.
Oh,
it was called Terra Genesis. Have you ever played? It's like on the iPhone or like an Android.
I've seen it.
It's the fucking worst. I killed 1 million people on Mars. Basically, I had it set up, and like the way that I was playing the game, I'm like, cool. I need to increase pressure. I need to get water on the planet. I need to make sure that it's habitable and like have like a right temperature, not too cold, not too hot. So I started building these facilities on Mars. And then I fell asleep for the night like every normal person does. And the next morning, everyone was dead because I didn't turn them off. Like,
so you just overpressurized.
So I just had a gigantic flooded planet of just high pressure. Like,
that's
it was
awesome.
Awful. Like,
that's hilarious. You basically run away greenhouse effect.
Yeah, it was in 24 hours.
So, like, Kurzgesagt, you know, that channel I used to watch all the time.
Yeah.
They released a video where they talk about like if we started building a moon base today,
right?
Like where would we be starting from?
Yeah.
And they compared it to like the exploration of like all the like of the New World and finding like North America and South America.
Yeah.
About how like at first you just send these like small like voyages that are meant to discover and lay claim.
Yeah.
And plant a flag, but there's not really a permanent settlement. They just leave the flag and go.
Yeah.
Which is what we've done on the moon. Like,
space is the place.
And that's considered phase 1. And then phase 2 is like the introduction of permanent settlements.
Yeah.
Like pioneering settlements. And then phase 3 is typically self-sustaining settlements. So like by the time that the money the moon is making can sustain itself to where like it doesn't need resources from Earth as bad anymore, like we'll be phase 3 and we'll be full on colonizing the moon.
I did terraform and colonize the moon in that game.
Dude, I
successfully did that one.
I never thought about it. It's so important that we like colonize the moon first, because like it takes so much fuel to get a rocket out of the of the Earth's atmosphere.
Yeah.
And like if you have like a graph that's like this and like all of it is like your maximum weight, like this much of it can be cargo, the rest of it has to be fuel.
Yeah.
Well, from the moon, it's more like this much of it has to be fuel and this much is cargo.
I mean, the only question that I would have for that though is if the moon has to be self-sustaining as a base that we can colonize the moon and then shoot to Mars. Where is all the oil on the moon? No dinosaurs lived there. Like, do we just take oil from Earth and put it on the moon?
No. So
here's
the awesome thing. So, like, because the moon has all of these impact craters, meteorites, especially the ones near us, and basically have iron, gold, platinum, silver, and all sorts of other precious metals that are in them. And so all of the impact craters have mineable raw material.
Okay.
Whether it be platinum, gold, silver, iron, all of these things.
So we just trade for gasoline?
Exactly.
I see.
Yeah, so like, that's pretty much what it would become is like we'll have all these raw minerals that can be sent back to Earth that get bought from the moon by Earth.
Yeah.
And then our money then gives them the ability to buy like whatever they need to be sent back up.
So the Spanish, when they were in America, were looking for El Dorado the entire time, and they were looking at it for centuries. It just was in the sky.
Yes, it's exactly what it was.
Cool.
We'll even have the potential to freaking mine asteroids that are like right around the moon's orbit.
Yeah.
We'll be able to just have little rockets bring them into the moon and like intentionally land them on the moon.
Yeah.
And then we can mine like these potentially or a seemingly unlimited source of resources.
But yeah, like Elon Musk, you know, he got all that flack for smoking pot and stuff.
Well, yeah, and see, but that's what makes me so excited is like what he's trying to do with trying to get that guy to do the commercial trip loop around the moon.
Yeah,
is the first step towards like us having an interest in people going to a colony to live.
Yeah,
or you know, just getting the public out into space.
Well, and I think the other thing is like since this guy's Japanese, the only people that ever orbit the moon I think there's 24 of them. They're all American.
Yeah.
No other country. So he'll be the first non-American to circumnavigate the moon.
That's true. That's a big deal.
That'd be really cool too.
That'll be a historic moment. I mean, we've been talking about private passengers to space since I was in high school, like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And so, like, I don't know. We live in such a cool freaking time.
I'm really excited to see. I want it to happen. I just want it to happen already. Like, I want to see what happened.
Yeah. Dude, it would only cost, like, the country, like, it would only cost us something around, like, 2.5 or maybe it was $20 billion.
Yeah.
But spread out over the course of 10 years, that's, like, not a bigger investment than all of the things we already invest in.
The war in Iraq.
Right. Dude, no kidding. But like, I don't know. I'm excited because moon bases are coming because once we have that, we'll be able to go anywhere a lot cheaper in the solar system, and when they come, they're gonna come hard, dude.
I'm sorry, that was the immature part of me.
I
like
know,
just going, when they're gonna come hard.
I'm not gonna.
We should probably cut that out.
Why?
It's kind of funny.
It's kind of funny.
So I've been working on on a project. Obviously, I've been working on some wood burning stuff, but I have a design that I'm gonna make for my wood burning box. But also, I kind of want to make it into a shirt.
Oh yeah, we're gonna make it into a shirt for sure.
So my design is this right here.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's really neat, but we need to figure out what we can put in this little like this part right in here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Should we make this a What's Hunting Wes and Nate, or should we make it a Waking the Kraken shirt, or should we just make it a shirt and you can write whatever the shit you want in it? Is that an ability to do? Can we do that? Customize shirts?
I don't know. I think that would, we should try. You know what? I'll send them an email, damn it.
Listen, we want to change whatever's written on this shirt perpetually.
Yeah, we want anybody who buys the shirt to be able to
put their name on it.
Exactly. That's what it is. It's a shirt of arms.
But I just kind of been coming up with designs and everything, just kind of working on other things for that.
Yeah, and you told me, as well as doing some art design stuff, you've been working with Filmora, this new video editing program?
It's a new editing program for film. Obviously, Alex is our wonderful editor here at Waking the Kraken. But I do film work too occasionally, and I've been working on a couple other projects. Like I've been doing my weekend vlogs for about the past 3 weekends.
Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, if you haven't seen those, I'm going to make sure that there is a link in this episode for you to go see some weekend vlogs.
And then I also have a hookah tutorial that I only do in 1 minute. Involves time lapse. I think it's very streamlined. It might go a little bit fast, but since it's 1 minute, you can always watch it again instead of 5-minute videos. You can watch it 5 times over.
In the same time.
In fact, I implore you to watch it 5 times over. So.
Yes, watch it as many times over as necessary.
I've been working on other projects recently. Me and Chloe just went to the Renaissance Festival, and so we were really excited about going to that. So that's what my weekend blog is about, or vlog is about this weekend.
What did you get to do at the Renaissance Festival?
So. Obviously, me and Chloe have very small structures of what we have to do and then what we can do. What we have to do, since it was like a puppy and beer weekend.
Oh, nice.
So what we had to do was we had to obviously get a beer and pet a puppy. That was mission number 1 and 2. Number 3 was you have to eat a turkey leg in order to feel like a king.
Yeah, that's
And the
necessary.
third one that we wanted to do that we didn't get to do last year was we wanted to go see jousting.
Oh, dude.
So we got there. This year, instead of last year where they just had 1 joust, we had 3 jousts to be able to go to.
Heck yeah.
So we made it to one of those. We went around and shopped at a bunch of different places, got a bunch of cool things. I bought a Robin Hood hat.
Nice. Like the little green hat with the red feather?
It's like a little green hat that, looks like Robin Hood's, and then it has these feathers that are coming out of it. I'll try to post a picture on the page.
Beautiful.
I was going to bring it, but I was like, it's too many things to carry.
It's a lot of things.
But yeah, so I did that this week, and we had a good time. We went up there and just went back 500 years in the past.
500 years in the past. I've never been to a Renaissance festival. I
You
really
should
want to go.
I
really want to go.
There's more of the it's. I think this one that we go to is 6 weeks long.
Oh, jeez.
6 to 8 weeks long. I think it's 2 months worth.
Dang. So it's basically like a big fair.
And each of them are different. Yeah, it's about the size of a small amusement park. In fact, my friend and also one of the people that's on the Bad Form podcast, Andrew.
Yeah.
I told him about it. He'd never been. He's 38.
Yeah.
He's never been to one. So him and his wife are giant nerds also, and they wanted to go. Or they were like, yeah, we should try to go. And he's like, I love it. I loved it.
I can't doubt it.
Chloe bought 2 more skulls this year.
Ooh.
She bought a raccoon skull last year, but this year she bought a coyote skull and she bought a beaver skull.
Wow.
So
that's such a weird thing to be like, I bought skulls.
Well, Andrew bought 10 of them, but that's because we're gonna try to grow crystals on them.
That's awesome.
So
that'll be so cool.
Yeah, we kind of worked with it a little bit last week and kind of figured out what we kind of want to do. We just built them on bones, but this one we're going to try to do on skulls. And so we've got some ideas about some more art projects on that we're working on.
Man, that sounds very Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
You're getting crystal skulls in here.
I think we're going to try to... One of the ones that he wants to try to do, he got this beaver teeth. Or he got this beaver with the giant teeth and stuff. And we kind of want to grow crystals all the way down its teeth.
Oh,
so we're just going to try to set the crystals down there so it grows on the teeth. And
that'll be cool.
So...
Man, I'm excited to see those because I know that when you did it the last time, you were having trouble with the color getting onto the bone.
Yeah, this one I think we're going to try to work with just clear crystals at first.
Okay.
The last time we tried to dye the crystals with just fabric dye, and it just turned just turned all the bones that color too. The other thing we've thought about is just we're not going to submerge the whole skull.
Yeah.
And so that way it'll still have some white marks on it. It'll kind of fade maybe.
Oh, that'll be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see how it turns out. I don't know. I feel like every step in an endeavor and like every retry is more pleasing than the last.
Plus, I have other ideas for skulls as well, because I like skulls. For some reason, my girlfriend has made me into a creepy person, which is awesome.
Hey, it's a good thing.
So, what about you? What anything else? Like any film projects? Did you make anything else this week or anything? Or you've been working on your tarot deck?
I'm working on the tarot deck.
You showed me your other tarot deck that you just got.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. Hold on. Let's look at that. Ah! I hit my head. All right, so this is the Demon Tarot, and it's spelled with an A, as you can see. Maybe you can tell. But anyways, I got it, and all the cards are just demons on the show.
Here, I'll pause this. There we go.
And it's a 1-800 number.
So we don't answer it.
But yeah, so I got these tarot cards, and because like I've been saying, tarot is becoming more and more of a thing for me.
Sure, yeah. I mean, like I had a tarot card deck that you looked at, and Kaylee has them as well. And
yeah, but I really liked them. I was really drawn to the artwork that was on them, and I'm just gonna lean up to this little camera over here and just show you some of the images.
Ooh, look at that one.
Oh. Whoop, that one. Some of them are upside down. There, let's fix that. Here we go. There. Okay, so you get the idea.
Yeah, and I mean, like, most of them are, they're, obviously, if you're listening for the audio tracks, they're very old style.
Yeah, they look like wood prints.
Yeah, they're like wood prints. They're back from, like, probably, I would say these ones probably date back to, like, the 1600 styles, where
definitely,
or at least like based on those, because like during the Renaissance, that's when they really started to kind of get back into the esoteric kind of idea and started drawing these. That's where like the Lesser Keys of Solomon and stuff really kind of get a lot of its artwork.
Yeah, and what really struck me about it was that like tarot is such a like reflective, like kind of introspective thing, that to see like a whole deck that was based on demons. And like knowing where tarot is to begin with, where it's not really a right and wrong or good and bad type of thing. It's just a guide. Like I was like, I'm really interested to see how they're gonna like pull kind of like these positive thoughts and meanings out of what are traditionally now kind of like seen as negative icons, demons.
Oh yeah.
But what I ended up learning is like in the book is like a lot of these demons are just taken from like previous cultures' gods.
Yeah.
And their purpose is just said like, oh, well, because we see this as an evil god, we're going to make him a demon in ours.
Well, and I think like even like because I have the Lesser Keys of Solomon, not all of them in there, because I've looked at it, like not all of them in there are necessarily bad. Some of them help you find that you have to do the ritual, obviously. But I mean, like some of them will help you like find treasure. Some of them will help. Some of them can be nice. They're kind of like the same idea as jinn, where a lot of jinn are bad, but there's also good ones that help people out and like really actually take pity on these. On mortals like us.
Mm-hmm. There's even one in here that like his whole thing is that he's like he enjoys being witty so much that it's going to spoil your conversation with him. And like the whole point of him is to show you that like maybe you shouldn't overindulge in like your own entertainment all the time.
Right.
And like you should consider the people around you, and like just being witty isn't necessarily the best way to have a conversation or build a friend. And I was like, that's clever. Like his whole idea is that he's annoyingly witty. So like that makes perfect sense to me.
Sound like bad superhero, like rejected superhero. Like,
yeah, right.
It's like he has the power to be incredibly witty.
Well, he also carries around this torch with which he can light anything on fire, whether it's like something small or an entire town. He just has to go boop and it's lit.
What about fire? Can he light fire on fire?
You can light fire.
I want to see him do this.
Isn't fire already on fire?
Yeah, but I want to see him I want to actually see him make fire more look like it's on, like not just like a bigger fire. I just want to be like, oh, that fire is on fire.
Right. Your flame is a flame.
Yeah. you lit fire on fire. And I can clearly recollect this. It's going to be hard to explain to anyone else, but
dude, that'd be so crazy if you could come up with a visual that was like, yep, that's what fire would look like if it was on fire.
It was on fire.
That's so strange. But yeah, that's pretty much been my week, man. I've just been focused on tarot and mushrooms and otherwise doing my normal stuff.
Yeah, and I just did a bunch of film stuff and went to the Renaissance Festival.
Sounds like it's been a nice week.
It's been a good week, yeah. So, and also hated my life with my diet.
Oh, yeah, the diet. Yeah, the diet you started. Whole 30.
Whole 30, baby. Maybe I'll tell you at the end of this that I loved it.
I love it. I love it.
I love it.
I love it. I love it.
You know what? Right now, we'll just add that clip in. I love it.
It's
great.
Loved
it's
it.
the best thing in the world.
Loved it.
It helped me with my taxes. It helped me with becoming a better person. It helped me
become a man.
Learn how to drive. It helped me get straight A's in school. Whole 30.
Yeah, it's allowing Wes to see himself as everyone else sees him.
Yes.
Whole 30.
Hating everything.
So thanks for coming, guys.
Yeah,
This
have a good
fun
one.
Time.
Okay, goodbye.